Ever had one of those mornings where you're sipping your coffee, lost in your thoughts, and suddenly overwhelmed by the never ending to do list of the day? Trust me, I've been there too. So I've always been on the lookout for a book that'll help me cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters. That's when I stumbled upon this provocatively titled book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. My first thought when I saw this book was that the marketing gimmick of using the word fuck in the title of the book was quite unique. When I read the book, I realized the author had used this provocative tone of using expletives throughout the book. The word fuck was used in the book a sum total of 175 times. I've never read a self-help book that was filled with profanity, but I must admit it was fun to read. But beneath all the unique marketing stunt of using profanity to sell a self-help book, I was curious as to what the book actually has to say. So grab your cup of coffee and let's dive into my top 10 takeaways from the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Hi, my name is Satirtho, and through my channel I read too. My aim is to share everything I have read and understood with the outside world. If it helps make a positive difference to the life of even a single person, I will consider this channel successful. Alright, so let's begin. Just keeping in line with the tone of this book, I just wanted to check how many times I can use the word fuck while explaining the takeaways for this book itself. So please bear with me for that. Takeaway number 1. Not giving a fuck does not mean being indifferent. So let's clear up this confusion right off the bat. What the author implies is more being comfortable with being different. It means embracing your own uniqueness and not worrying about fitting into society's mold. In keeping with the book, the author's idea is basically to raise your middle fingers to societal expectations and just be your glorious, authentic selves. Takeaway number 2. The backwards law. Pursuit of a positive experience is actually a negative experience. Alright, now this one's a bit of a mind bender. So according to the author Mark Manson, chasing positivity all the time is like trying to wrestle up a greased up pig. You might have read about toxic positivity. That's what this particular point is mostly about. Sometimes the real positive experiences comes from embracing the negatives and enjoying life's roller coaster ride. Who knew that embracing the fucked up could be so damn liberating? Takeaway number 3. Happiness only comes from solving problems, so problems are necessary. Right, picture this, a superhero without any villains to fight. Boring, right? In this point, the author basically explains that life is all about those problems that just pop up everywhere. But here's the secret sauce. Happiness doesn't come from avoiding these problems, it comes from solving these problems. Like some sort of a badass problem-solving warrior. So basically, sharpen your swords and conquer life's problems one fucking problem at a time. Takeaway number 4. You are not special. Embrace the ordinary. Newsflash, my friends. You and I are not the center of the universe. I know it stings a bit, but here's the beauty of it. The author basically says that you don't need to be a shiny, special snowflake to enjoy a meaningful life. Embrace the ordinary because that's where the real magic happens. So basically, let's just celebrate our ordinary selves and find joy in the everyday moments that makes life truly fucking awesome. Takeaway number 5. Choose meaningful problems by prioritizing the values that really matter. So the author here gives a really cool example of Hiro Onoda, a Japanese World War fighter who kept fighting in the Philippines 29 years even after the war had ended, simply because he didn't know that the war had ended, and his biggest value was just to keep following orders and loyalty to the Japanese realm. The author argues that similar to Hiro Onoda, most people choose to dedicate their lives to useless or destructive causes. I mean, let's face it folks, we've all wasted precious time on some seriously dumb shit. From chasing the latest trends to giving a fuck about what others think, we've all been caught in the web of pointless pursuits. But here's the secret to living a better life. Choose your problems wisely. Ditch the superficial and embrace the problems that align with your core values. Hey, it's time to give a fuck about what truly matters. Takeaway number 6. You may not be at fault, but it's always your responsibility. Now this one's a tough pill to swallow, but it's packed with wisdom. Life throws some serious curveballs our way sometimes, and it's not our fault at all. But according to the book, guess what? It's still our responsibility to deal with that shit. It's like cleaning someone else's dog poop on the sidewalk. Yeah, that's probably a bad example. Anyways, even if it's not your mess, you're the one who needs to be the hero to clean it up. This point basically says that embrace the power of personal responsibility and turn life's messes into opportunities for growth. Takeaway number 7. Embrace uncertainty and self-doubt to grow. Raise your hand if uncertainty makes you want to curl up and cry. Well, guess what? Embracing uncertainty is one of the keys given in this book to unlocking personal growth. It's like playing this high-stakes game of what the fuck is gonna happen next. Sure, it can be terrifying, but it's also exhilarating. So let's welcome the unknown with open arms and watch ourselves bloom in the face of uncertainty. Takeaway number 8. Failure is the way forward. Let's face it folks, failure is like that weird friend you just can't escape at social gatherings. But here's the extremely cliched twist. Failure is not something to be ashamed of, it's a stepping stone to success. Each failure is a lesson, a fucking badge of honor. So go out there, fail gloriously, and remember, Success is just a series of well-earned fuck-ups. Takeaway number 9. Define boundaries. In a world filled with endless distractions, finding focus is really difficult. The idea given in this book is to set boundaries like a boss and just prioritize what really matters to you. Remember, you can't give a fuck about everything, so choose wisely. And finally, takeaway number 10, and then we will die. The book ends with a bit of a reality check, saying that we are on this crazy roller coaster ride called life, but it has an expiration date. Acknowledging our mortality might sound morbid, but it's a good wake-up call to living life to the fullest. So let's keep things in perspective, cherish the moments that make our souls sing, and remember that in the grand cosmic symphony, we're just a bunch of temporary rock stars. Alright, so that's a wrap. I tried to use the word fuck as many times as I could, but it's surprisingly difficult when you're on camera actually. Anyways, those were my 10 takeaways from the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The book is a very light read, so pick it up if you have the time. And if you're not a reader, then just subscribe to this channel, as I share the stuff that I keep reading from time to time. Please let me know if there's any book that piques your interest. Thanks a ton for watching. Until the next video, ciao.